Hello and welcome to the Odious Soul. My name is Shannon Utz and today's video is about the Bighorn Mountains, okay? So a week or so ago, somebody in this FenTube community kind of called me out a little bit on their video. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, it was brought up about the medicine wheel in the Bighorn National Forest Mountains area, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I want to set the record straight. I myself have not ever really considered this area for one of my solves. Now, don't get me wrong. I look at everywhere. I look at everything. I check everything out because I want to find this treasure and I have to rule places out. So, here's my story and my history of the Bighorn Mountains. I had heard when I first got into this chase, which was only about a year ago, that Fenn had gone to Sheridan, Wyoming annually, okay? If you go to the Splendid Heritage website, the Splendid Heritage actually is a website that keeps like a catalog of different private Indian collections. Now we all know that Forrest Fenn loves American Indians. He treasures them. He would love to be reborn as one, and he actually has a catalog of his personal private collection on the Splendid Heritage website. If you've never been there, go check it out because there's some really cool things that are in his private collection as well as other private collectors as well. So go check it out. But on that, it kind of gives a brief synopsis of Forrest Fenn and how he came to be and all this blah, blah, blah. And on there, it does say that he loves artifact collecting and that he was taking, we can't say he does it anymore, but because of his artifact collecting, he would take an annual trip to Sheridan, Wyoming. He would get a room there. And that's pretty much all it says. So we know Fenn went to Sheridan, which is very, very close to the Bighorn Mountains. Now, we also have learned recently, thanks to videos posted online, that Fenn also said he went to Cody several times a year. So maybe he did a package deal, went to Cody, then went over to Sheridan. So it's possible. So of course I looked at this. The medicine wheel is kind of unique. A lot of people consider it to be very similar to Stonehenge, and that it has a lot of the same principles and that it looks like it has celestial properties. Like if you look at the circle and they have these little outcroppings like circles on the outside edge, they actually line up with different solstices. And then, you know, when the sun is rising at a certain time, then the other stars come, the other circles come with when other stars come, you know, up. So, but we don't know when it actually came to be. There's a lot of, you know, miscommunication, unknown truths there. Could it have been American Indian? Could it have been space aliens from thousands and thousands of years ago? No one really knows for sure. So I never really looked at that too far because it's a little too far to walk to the medicine wheel. So I kind of never really spent a lot of time there and ruled it out. Now there are a couple places around that area that could be good warm water locations, but I could never find a place where they actually halted. So I will say I looked at the Wind River and the Bighorn River. You know, Wind River actually turns into Bighorn at the Wedding of the Waters, okay? And I'm just saying that all kinds of sneaky dinky because if you think about marrying the poem, you know, the clues to the poem and blah, blah, blah. So you could get married at the Wedding of the Waters. But again, you can connect anything you want in this chase. You can find any confirmation bias that you want here. So you really got to try to stay focused. And I feel like the Bighorns just leads you on constant rabbit holes. That's just, to me, the Bighorns are rabbit hole. Okay? So anyway, so on that other FenTuber's channel, when she had mentioned my name about the medicine wheel in the Bighorn Mountains, it's because another fellow searcher, good friend of mine, was looking in that area, okay? He had another place, he had another great solve, and then he threw out this whole thing, and I was like, whoa, rabbit holes, be careful, you know, tread lightly. And it was not because I was searching there or even thinking about it. To me, the Bighorns are rabbit holes because you can find so many connections, but yet you're not looking at the poem and you're not looking at the book. Okay, and what does Fenn say? He says read the book, then read the poem, then read the book some more, and then read the poem some more. Poem, book, go back and forth. Things will make sense. There is nothing in the poem and the book that brings me to the Bighorn Mountains. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I just can't find it. But for those of you who are on your rabbit holes, some of the things that you should know. The Bighorn Mountains were created like 70 million years ago, okay? So when the Rocky Mountains and everything were being, pushed up because of the continental divides and the shifting and all that stuff, they rose up. And you can actually see, all the different layers in the soil, they're exposed in a lot of the areas of the Bighorn Mountains. And you can actually see it. Just like you can at the Grand Canyon, you can see history and you can see how old it is. And you can see, the sediment and everything from like 70 million years ago, which is super cool. The Indians regarded this area very prestigiously because of its ancestry to the earth. All right. If you did not know, the Crow Reservation actually encompasses some of the Bighorn Mountains. All right. The Crow Reservation is to the north. You start at like the Montana border and it's directly north of it. But some of the Bighorns do go in to the Crow Reservation. Now, if you did not know, Forrest Fenn, like I said before, loves American Indians so much that he actually wrote a book called The Beat of the Drum and the Whoop of the Crane. And this book would be a great reason for him to have to be and want to be in Sheridan for so much time because it was so close to the Crow Indian Reservation. So that might just be one of the reasons why he was up there. Now, did he find a special place while he was there? None of us know. It's possible. Anything's possible. He was also rumored to go with Peggy every year to Sheridan. Maybe this was a special trip for him and her. Maybe they found a special place. I know I love talking about the dirty stuff, but you never know. Maybe there's a special place for a reason. So, but you can find a lot of connections with Fenn to this area, okay? Fenn is quite the philanthropist. He has given time and money and objects to all different kind of things. Up there, you can find different things online about him donating to the Wyoming Archaeological Society, of him donating to the George C. Frison Institute of Archaeology and Anthropology at the University of Wyoming. He donated structures for dig sites. He donated money. He donated artifacts. He's donated so much. Fenn loves to give, especially when it comes to things that he loves, like anthropology and archaeology and American Indians and just that whole area up there. He just loves it. So yes, Fenn does love it, but it's a special place there. You don't know. You gotta find the clues in the poem and marry them to actual places. Can you do that here? I haven't been able to. So that's the question. Before you go shooting down rabbit holes left and right, think, where do I need to start? You need to find where warm water's hot. So are there warm waters up there? I think I said that yes, I could find a couple warm waters, but where do they hot? Remember, Fenn says they're not at a dam. And it just so happens that, the Bighorn River is considered a place for warm water fishing. Of course, okay? You can find documentation of that everywhere. So Bighorn is a warm water fishing. Now it gets to a warm, it stays at like a consistent 45 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not warm to me, but apparently it's really warm for fish. I don't know. So, but where does it halt? There is a dam on that river, but again, Fenn said halting is not at a dam. So what else can you do? What else can you decide? What else can you conclude? What else can you figure out? That is the piece you have to do. So before you go and you run with this Bighorn Mountain medicine wheel, Sheridan, whatever thing, remember this. This is not a new thing to the chase, okay? As long as there have been forums, Sheridan, Wyoming, and the Bighorns have been talked about. Like, you can go in forums and find forum posts way back to 2013, at least, okay? Also, Jenny Kyle on Mysterious Writings, she had quoted, she had pulled a bunch of stuff together from Dale's website just to kind of document everybody's thoughts. And even she had documented that somebody had Cloud Peak as a where warm waters halt. And also there's like a Warm Spring Creek Canyon, you know, so that stuff's already been looked at. It's already been thought about. It's nothing new. Now, I know Shannon has said before, you know, Fenn said many, many moons ago that somebody was within 200 feet of the treasure, so we're not looking for new ideas. So maybe? Maybe? And something else to think about is the Bighorn Mountains are on the map in the Thrill of the Chase book. But I always had discredited it because it's way off to the right-hand side, like way off on like the edge of the map. And in my opinion, and of course, we all know about opinions, but in my opinion, I kind of worry that, you know, how much detail did Fenn give to Benchmark when he made this map? Did he just say the Rocky Mountains? And I guess did he just assume that the Bighorn Mountains were going to be in it? Or because they're way off to the right-hand side, was there a chance that they might not have been in it? And then if he would have said, oh no, you got to throw the Bighorns in there too, would that have given away a clue to the makers of the map? Possibly. I don't know. Maybe. So to me, so in conclusion, yes, the Bighorn Mountains, that whole area is definitely an area for you to consider, to look at, to evaluate, and see if you can marry any of the clues of the poem to geographical areas on the map and on the ground. Do I think it's there? I don't. My heart doesn't say it. However, will I completely rule it out? Of course not, because it's still considered in the Rocky Mountains, and anything in the Rocky Mountains I'm going to overanalyze and keep in my toolbox until this treasure is found. So anything's possible, but realistically, you know, I'm just as lost as you guys are. Alright, so thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. Please sure to like the like button and comment on your thoughts about the Bighorn Mountains. And if you think the Medicine Wheel or Sheridan or the Crow Reservation or any of that matters in this chest, in this quest for Forrest Fenn's treasure. I love hearing your feedback. I love reading your comments. Some of them are pretty great, I must say. Some of them have me laughing. Some of them have me Googling like crazy. So keep that up. If you are not already a subscriber, you should be. I don't know why you haven't subscribed yet. So hit that subscribe button because, well, you're going to want to know what I say next.